What's up? Today we're going to be talking about Slasher, Flesh and Blood. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Victims and Villains. We are a non-profit / publication that creates content which educates and engages individuals like yourself on mental health awareness and suicide prevention through pop culture. I'm Captain Nostalgia. If you guys want to check out more stuff like the one that what you guys are currently watching, please click the link in the descriptions below and hit that subscribe and or like button and follow button wherever you guys are watching this. So let's talk about the brand new Shudder series, Slasher, Flesh and Blood. This is the 4th season of the anthology. Originally, it was a chiller Canadian production, and it found its way on Netflix, and through the popularity of Netflix, found a new home on Netflix where you can find seasons 2 and 3 of this. This is the first season that is going to be on Shudder. And another disclaimer for this video, we're only going to be talking about the first 4 episodes of this, and when the season concludes, we will have a written review of the entire series as a whole that you guys can read up on our website. The links will be in the descriptions below. Flesh and Blood tells the story of the Galloway family as they are basically doing a series of games left by the will of a very oddly placed David Cronenberg. Talk about him in a second. And in order to win his entire estate. Though the Galloway family doesn't know it, they're also being hunted by a slasher in a plague doctor mask. David Cronenberg. Let's talk about him. So I've seen a lot of Cronenberg films. The only time I've ever seen him take the acting chair, of course, would be Nightbreed. He's really creepy in that movie, and he's really campy. Like, it's a weird blend that he is able to walk on really well. But I'm just gonna say that Cronenberg's not my favorite actor. Might lose a lot of followers, might lose a lot of respect and street cred for that statement, but Cronenberg is a visionary director, not the world's greatest actor. Slasher continues in that tradition. He's really here in a lot of flashbacks. You see him in the first episode, and then he's kind of whittled throughout the course of episodes 2, 3, and 4 at flashbacks. The series does a lot of, and I'm okay with that. Like, it really fleshes out the Galloway legacy and kind of their animosity as you find here. I'm also leaving out a huge plot point that I don't want to spoil because it really adds to the family dynamic and drama that this series does really well. If you guys have ever lost anyone and kind of had to go throughout the fallout of like the estate sale and the will, kind of who gets what kind of thing, and it can get ugly sometimes, and Slasher captures that spirit incredibly well. In fact, it really adds to the tension of the series on top of the games and on top of the family drama and also some of the plague doctor elements as well. In some ways, this season of Slasher really feels like Ready or Not meets Saw. The story's rich. The acting is actually surprisingly good, aside from Cronenberg. The rest of the cast really pulls it together. I genuinely really am invested into this, and it handles cliffhangers really well. I got through the first episode, and I was like, all right, this is okay. And then by the time I got into the last 5 minutes of that first episode, and I was like, well, crap, now I'm hooked, and so on and so forth. And I found myself just invested with these characters every time and throughout every twist and turn. I'm a huge fan of the slasher genre, as you guys can see behind me, Freddy vs. Jason, and Slasher really delivers on this aspect. The entire plague doctor mystery, as we are gonna see unfold as the series goes, and kind of like who it is, really makes this series just so much more alluring and so much more appealing. But on top of that, all of like the gags and the satisfaction for bloodlust is just unreal. Some of the ways in which these characters die are just some of the best that I've seen in any horror content in the last few years. I'm not going to put a mental health moment here for this video, but I will say that if you or someone you know is struggling with suicide, addiction, self-harm, or depression, please click the links in the descriptions below. Like I said, this is the heartbeat of why Victims and Villains does what we do. We want to let you know that you have value, that you have worth, and despite what anyone else might tell you, that it's worth staying here. So please stay with us. There are 130 suicides that take place each and every day, and when you scale back internationally, there are 800,000 successful suicides. That is one death roughly every 40 seconds. So if you or someone you know is struggling, you guys can reach out to us on any of our social medias. Click the links in the descriptions below, as well as find our mental health resource library. I'm specifically not going to put this a mental health moment here for this one, because when I'm going to place it into our full review once the series completes. So the first 2 episodes of Slasher are now streaming exclusively on Shudder, and new episodes arrive every Thursday on the app. If you guys have seen the first 2 episodes, let me know in the descriptions and the comments below what you guys thought about it. I'm gonna give these first 4 episodes a solid 4 out of 5. It's some of the best television that I've seen in 2021, and I'm excited to kind of see how this series ends. And in a lot of ways, it reminds me of the Scream series from MTV a few years ago, which I know gets a lot of flack. I really thoroughly enjoyed the first 2 seasons of that show, and I am excited to see where this one goes. And just a random aside real quick, I'm also going to throw a film recommendation in here. If you guys like these first 2 seasons, first 2 episodes of Slasher, please check out this movie. It's an indie picture called Broil, and basically it deals with a lot of the same themes and dynamics and mystery with a little bit of a supernatural twist from that Slasher does. It's a great movie. You guys can catch my review in the descriptions below. You guys can also check out a interview that I did with the director last year as well. And make sure that you guys like this video, hit subscribe and follow whichever platform you guys are watching this on, and have a great day.